Welcome to another episode of Beyond Physical, where we talk about the mental, emotional, social, and at times spiritual benefits of exercise. We believe that exercise is more than movement, and this podcast is our attempt at sharing that message with the world by sharing our own as well as our guests' experiences and knowledge. If you enjoy it, we ask that you please spread the message by leaving a rating and review, or even better, by sharing with a friend. Alrighty, Maria, welcome back. 2 pods in 2 weeks. That's a big shift. I appreciate that. What is that magnificent brooch pin you have on your hoodie there?
It's the Horizen Just Do It award.
That's very cool.
How did you explain what it is?
How did you get that?
I don't actually know how I got it.
What do you mean?
I asked in the meeting and you gave it to me. I was like, for what? What did I do?
Oh, but I explained.
Yeah. I was just so high with emotions. I didn't listen.
I'm so glad. But no, well deserved. Well done.
Thank you.
But now we just need to get Demi and Gideon to return their...
You have to explain what it is.
The Just Do It award was actually a concept that I stole from the Amazon. There's a book called The Everything Store by Brad Stone, and in that book they speak about this old basketball shoe that used to be given to an employee that went above and beyond, outside of their usual scope. They took initiative and they did something that impacted the business and kind of created a whole bunch of value that was, just out of their own accord. And it was a traveling award, so the shoe would pass from person to person. And I thought it was a really cool way to acknowledge and reward and celebrate initiative and going and just getting shit done without being asked. And our version is this pin, and I think they're very nice. And Maria is the current holder of the Just Do It award. Shout out Maria. So and it was for being constantly on the lookout for new people to come and hang out and be a part of our community. Maria, as some of you may know from, I don't know when the episode was released, but one of the previous episodes, is a coach at Horizen, was a member, was a listener, has been so immersed in the whole Horizen ecosystem and really lives and breathes the brand. And obviously as a coach, you're not expected to go and be finding people off the street to come and join the gym, but you do that. So it's really cool. And I think you're very deserving of the honor. I can't wait to get mine, but no one seems to be nominating.
You.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. But we're going to do a rapid fire session of this is or that. You know how it works.
Yeah.
I'm just going to explain again for anyone who doesn't know how it works, but I will give 2 options, and then Maria and I will debate about which one we think is preferable, basically. So, starting off, coaching intuition or data-driven programming?
I think majority should be data-driven, and you should use your intuition when you think necessary. If you know what I mean.
I do. I think it almost always has to be a mix.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the only options on here that, it's hard to give one or the other.
Straight answer, yeah.
I think you've got to use both. I think you have to earn the ability to use intuition, because for someone with very little experience, intuition is not a particularly useful thing, because intuition is actually just a whole bunch of data that you've collected previously,
based on
embedded
experience
into your subconscious, where you go, I've seen this pattern before. Intuitively, I feel that we should dial this athlete back a bit or push them a bit harder. Or
actually, it's a nice question for the group instructors, because you got so many people to work with that you kind of, when you set up your class, you use data. You're like, how would I set this up where it's not too intense for someone new or just starting out, but not too easy that it's boring for someone that's used to the classes. And then when you get to the class, with these free classes that we did, we had so many newcomers that we've never coached before, mixed in with the regulars, where you did kind of have to use your intuition a little bit, where you look at someone, you're like, maybe I feel like you could go a bit harder, but I need a bit more. Or you look at them, you're like, no, I definitely need to dial it down for you.
yes,
So I think in the group classes, it's like a perfect scenario for using both, especially when you have a mix of people you're used to coaching versus someone that just showed up.
Yeah, it's an interesting one to kind of think about in respect to group classes. I think for me, where it's come through, I have two experiences where it's come through quite significantly. The one is one-on-one coaching, where you're obviously tracking the progress of the client or the person, and you have in the program that last week they did X, and today they're going to do Y or X plus one, and throughout the warm-up, you're noticing they're a little bit slower, their mood's a little bit lower, they're struggling on things they usually don't. Then, even though you have it in the program, you've worked everything out, they're supposed to be hitting a certain number. If all the signs are kind of showing otherwise, then maybe you dial it back just for that day, or whatever it may be. The other thing as well was, I remember when I used to be in a more structured team sports environment, we used to have to fill in an app every morning, which is called Smarter Base, and the data that our coaching team used was a mixture of qualitative and quantitative. So in the mornings, we'd wake up, fill out our Smarter Base. Obviously, the quantitative would be like how much sleep you got. That was pretty much actually, how much sleep you got, your body weight. And other than that, there wasn't much quantitative in this little survey that we did every morning. Then it was like, how are you feeling? What was the quality of your sleep? What is your level of like stiffness? What is your like mental readiness? Like, you'd fill out all these different qualitative factors. And then, of course, the coaches are also sitting behind their laptops with a very specific program of like what we have set out for the week and the day and whatever. But if they're seeing that lots and lots of responses are coming through, signaling more fatigue than they had prepared for and factored in for what workout we're going to do, then they would adjust it down. It's most of the time adjusting down, because you obviously don't want to hurt your athletes. That's the most destructive thing you can do. Rather go a bit gentler and let the person consistently work out than push them too hard and then they're out. So I think a mix is the best possible thing you can do. Because with like a beginner, it's at least if, like, let's say you are guiding yourself and you're using YouTube and stuff, it's really hard to be like, what am I supposed to feel like? What is concerning, or what is or what is like a normal healthy level of pain to be feeling? Whereas if you have a coach, it's a bit different. And I suppose for this question is about coaching, and I can't actually say this or that.
I had in my class this morning, it's probably a really nice example. We did a run strong conditioning class, and we had two members that they usually push it, like they're regulars in the class, and both of them had injuries where we had to modify the exercises, and you could see they definitely could push it a bit more, but to avoid, like, what's the word? Aggravating the injuries that they had or the niggles that they had, we kind of had to dial it down for them. And that was something that I didn't prepare as much for as I should have. So it was like on the spot, okay, let's think of something for these two. So I guess that question would have come in handy this morning.
I would say if I had to choose one for generally for everyone, assuming that most people have a reasonable level of body awareness, which I think is quite a generous thing to assume, but let's just assume that, I would say intuition. Like, just hoping that people have body awareness. Taking that assumption away, it has to be data. But again, it's like, you don't know. If someone's had no sporting background, they don't know what their ankle from their hip is. And they've got like very little understanding of, like, because some people, like, I remember a lot when I was still coaching regularly, that I would often find myself teaching them what an appropriate level of discomfort was. And that was quite interesting for me, because I'd have been involved in strenuous exercise since I've been like seven or eight. So it's like very normal for me to know, or at least to just understand that you can be very, very, very uncomfortable, and that isn't necessarily a bad thing. And knowing very specifically when something is the wrong kind of uncomfortable, and like trying to teach that, I found to be quite challenging, or not challenging, but just an interesting
Yeah.
experience, because then, how much do you trust your client
Yeah.
to tell you when it's too much? Then you actually have to just use data
Yeah.
and be like, okay, I don't think that Maria has the ability to communicate that this is too sore. So I'm just going to use the data from previous workouts to determine that this is probably too much. So I guess we've still come to the thing of it. It has to be both.
It's both, yeah.
But it is a cool question. Next one is, I don't know how much you could actually comment on this, because do you do a lot of like exposure therapy,
No,
hot and cold?
I did it once.
Oh yeah, you really didn't like it.
No,
That's actually a
I
good
kind of
question for
liked it and I kind of didn't.
But that's what it's supposed to be
Yeah.
like.
No, it was. So I did a couple of months
Is
back.
that why you didn't come to the One Flow team building?
No, I just forgot about it.
Oh, right, fine.
But actually, not long before that, I did like a post run, cold plunge, and a sauna. And the plunge, I did the plunge 4 minutes and then straight into the sauna. And that was so horrible for me. Like, I left thinking I might do the plunge again, but I'm never going into a sauna. But it was a range of things that was adding to the discomfort. For one, I don't think it was a good idea for me to jump straight in from the cold to like ice cold to the hot. And so, like, there was no 1 minute rest or anything in between. It was straight in. And then when I got in, I had like 7 other guys with me. So now I'm even more uncomfortable. And they just kept making it hotter and hotter. They kept adding to the coals that we had. And I was like, I felt bad saying, stop, please. And yeah, it was not fun for me. It was the worst 15 minutes of my life in that sauna.
Shame.
Yeah.
Sauna's an amazing experience. I'm sorry that it was tainted for you by that intense thing. But I kind of suppose I might know your answer. But sauna or cold plunge?
A cold plunge.
Really?
And it's so funny because I don't like being cold. But the cold plunge, it's fine. In the
Okay.
moment, I'm struggling. Everything hurts. But in the end, I'm like, this was so fun. I can walk around and say, I did a cold plunge. What did you do?
True. You have like this euphoric
Yeah.
feeling as well. It's like a bit of a rush.
And the sauna just made me feel like sweaty and dirty. And I felt like I needed a shower after that. And that's not fun. So, cold plunge.
I would say definitely sauna. I
knew this.
I love it because of the social element. I love talking in the sauna and having interesting conversations. And people, for some reason, when they're like unclothed, it's like way more relaxed. People are like, it's like literal layers are removed. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
let's just chat about random stuff that we wouldn't usually speak to strangers about. And I also like the fact that I feel kind of clean afterwards, like the opposite to you. Like I feel like I've sweated stuff out. Like, after a run, you have that, you're not clean, but you feel refreshed.
Yes.
I get that from sweating and then having a shower afterwards. And then I also just like the sort of intensity of it. Like it's quite challenging, but it's also kind of nice.
I imagine when you go to the sauna, it's pretty spacious, no?
Yeah.
When I did it, it was like cramped like sardines. Like I was closer to the guy next to me than I am to you now.
Yeah, that's weird, especially if you don't know the person.
Exactly. And I have to make conversation, and I'm just thinking about my heart rate is skyrocketing. My skin is peeling out. It was not good. And then I got a free coffee in the end, so I was so chuffed about that.
That made it worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you definitely are cold plunge over sauna, and I'm the opposite. Fine. What would you say? I suppose this is kind of subjective as well and depends, but what would you say from a recovery protocol standpoint? Which one would you rather do?
A cold plunge.
Why?
I just think whenever I've had a really tough session or maybe after a race or something, going home, like usually it's a shower straight as soon as I get home. And the hot shower warms me up, but when I turn it to like the heat completely off and I'm on ice cold, it makes me feel so much better and more refreshed than the hot does. I would say cold plunge.
Interesting. Yeah, I think for me, if I'm doing, for instance, this weekend with the 13 peaks, so it's a big day of running. sleep, a big day of running, in that scenario, in between the two, I would do a cold plunge because I suppose I'm trying to reduce inflammation and improve acute or short term performance.
Yeah.
So just kind of like calm my body down. But I think generally, as like a consistent practice, I for sure will lean more towards sauna because I, as you've noticed, have got very poor mobility through a lot of movement patterns, and I find that warming my body up creates a bit more movement in my joints and in my muscles.
Oh, yeah.
So I can like sit into poses and postures that I usually maybe wouldn't, and it's like I'm a little bit more supple, so I can like stretch around. And they do say to be careful doing that and not to overstretch because you're more supple than your body
Yeah.
might usually allow you to be, so you can maybe overextend. But I just find it more comfortable to do mobility stuff.
I
sauna.
don't think I enjoy these experiences where the heat isn't used. Like going on a run, cool, don't sweat that much, it's fine. Then you stuff me in a sauna and I feel so gross. I was doing hot yoga for a bit and that was horrible. They switched the heater off like halfway through and I'm still feeling the after effects. It's not for me. Like, no, not a chance.
You're obviously not so into the heat. It's going to
No.
be, but you're doing Cape Town Marathon, right?
Yes.
It sometimes gets very hot, but I'm sure
That's
you'll
fine.
be fine.
Running like is fine. It's these scenarios where I don't need to be sweating that that turns me off. You know?
Yeah, I'm with you. And then, this is an interesting one. This is actually going to determine what I think about you as a person. Music during training or silence and focus.
By silence and focus, do you mean like in the gym, like there's the gym blast in their music and every like the noise around you, or just dead silence?
I think it's generally like, would you rather train with or without music?
I got so used to training without music that I'm okay doing it. When I was in more commercial gyms, for some reason, I had the wired earphones, so I hated using them because I didn't always have a pocket. So I got used to not using my earphones. That even when I got Bluetooth headphones, I was like, I'm so used to the noise. I like overhearing whatever is going on next to me, and got used to that, which is fine. When I used to train at home, I used to put the TV on just for some noise, but the gym noise is okay. But now that we have the studio and we have the speaker, I'm always alone, so I will blast my music, and then that's fine. So now it's like in this silent, I'm not going to train in dead silence. As long as there's some noise, I'm happy.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't have a preference. It definitely helps with the music. It pushes you, but I'm okay. Like I don't mind the gym noise.
I'd say generally, for me, some sort of sound, like at least 60% of the time. But funnily enough, if I'm running for very long periods of time, I don't like music. It's
No.
annoying. Like it gets like too much. So I would say, but again, then I also wouldn't necessarily just be running in complete silence. I'll often put on a podcast.
Yeah.
Run around listening to something.
I used to run listening to this.
Really? That's crazy.
And then I started working here and I was like, I can't listen to this podcast
No,
anymore.
it's like I need a break.
Yeah.
I'm listening
It
to
took a while, like I only started re-listening to the podcast like a couple of weeks ago.
And now you're on 2 episodes.
Yeah, now I have to, now will not listen to my episodes actually.
Really?
Yeah, I'll make other people listen for me. I'll watch the clips.
Yo. That's fair enough. But there are only 2, so it's just you can still listen, but just skip the ones with you and then.
Yeah.
Okay. Next. Race. Whoa, that doesn't make sense. Oh, it does make sense. So do you get race day nerves or do you feel race day hype?
Race day hype.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I don't get nerves. I'm chilling. I actually think I run better in a race than I do like training for that race, if that makes sense. Like I can't do a long run on my own. I hate, like I don't run further than 5K. 7K is a long run for me. But when I have a race, then it's just go, 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 go. It's just vibes.
I would also say I'm a race day hype person. Nerves, kind of, but like also it's not that deep. It's not like my career.
Yeah.
So I don't feel that stressed. I get more excited. And then I'd say when I'm on the start line, if I have a specific goal, I get a little bit nervous, but it's definitely more hype than nerves.
I don't think I get nervous for anything.
Really?
Yeah. I just, okay, let's do it. Like even the podcast, the first time you asked me, I was like, cool. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, I feel like that
Yeah.
helps a lot. If you actually play out like what the worst case scenario is, you find out that it's not that bad.
Yeah.
So that actually
I was the
becomes
same in school. Like I constantly got chucked on the stage, and I'm like, it's fine. There's 10 faces I know. What's the worst that can happen?
And then in terms of your sessions, do you? I also think I kind of know the answer to this, but would you rather, or do you prefer solo sessions or group sessions?
Solo training sessions, and I've gotten to like running in groups or with someone else.
So when you say training, you mean weights?
Yeah, that on my own.
How come?
Because you're less distracted by someone else. Yeah, also just so used to it that I don't like someone else coming unless I've planned to train with you, which I usually don't do. Then I'd prefer to do it on my own. It's also I can go at my own pace. I'm gonna compete with you if I'm training with you. So like you could train with me and Seb, you lift like way more than me naturally, and I'm still gonna be upset that I couldn't lift as much as you, which is not practical for me. I should just be able to go in and go out,
Yeah.
which is fine. But yeah, something like a running with someone else is nice. They push me by all means, but weights on my own.
I would say, funnily enough, for me, it's the opposite. Far prefer running by myself. Lifting, I enjoy it by myself, but I think it's way more enjoyable when I have a training partner, specifically one that's slightly stronger than me. Like that's for me the ideal.
I mean, I do like training with Demi is fun. So, because we do have a lot of the same weights and stuff. So, it's more of an internal competition. And her sessions on it, it's usually her session that I'm jumping in on, which is fine. But yeah, I generally would prefer to go on my own, unless I need a spot, which again, I don't ask for it, which I should. But yeah, I'm happy on my own.
I was actually chatting to Claire about this last night. I was saying I really, really miss the one that, like, I mean, of course I miss rugby, but I miss specifically the squad gym sessions that we
Yeah.
would have where, like, you know, everyone is like super switched on, everyone's hyper competitive, they're all like super strong, and it's like all you're doing is just like going
Yeah.
for each other. And I just think for me, there's so much excitement in that. Like, I thrive in those kinds of environments, and it's very difficult to replicate that outside of that environment. It's like people have different schedules, and it's you know, I think that's the main thing. But if you're in a team sports environment, when a whole bunch of you sort of come together on a scheduled cadence of like, okay, all 30 guys are going to be working out, or all 15 forwards, or all 20 backs, or whatever. It's super cool because you can properly have a nice like competitive element to gym, which I think makes it like just 10 times more enjoyable.
I think the closest we can get to that is when we do the classes, because you and I have both done like a few of the classes recently, and then it's like we know a little bit because we're coaches, so it's our job to be training and stuff. So we're a little bit stronger or quicker than some of the other participants in the class. But then, like I did run strong and legs with you, Demi's classes, and mentally I was competing with you. It's like, oh, I gotta be not as tired as Seb is. So if he's struggling, I need to make it look easy. So,
But that's so much
it's
fun though.
Yeah.
Like that's sick.
I don't mind training with other people. I would just prefer to train on my own. It's also like it's my alone time.
See, that's running for me. So we just have it in different things.
No, I like running with someone else. Because if I run on my own, I won't push as hard as I could. Whereas if I'm running with someone else, then I'm trying to keep up with them or I'm trying to beat them. So, like, I always will get a PB if I'm running with other people. and because I just will push and go, but not on my own.
You see, for me, it's so important to, because of my competitiveness, although now I'm actually completely fine to run slowly while someone else runs quickly, but in order for me to really stay locked into what my pace is supposed to be, I find it far easier to run by myself. Because if I'm running with a friend and they kind of, it used to be a thing of like, I would want to like keep up, or if they decided to go quicker, I'd go quicker. But now, and also even if even though 9 times out of 10 I wouldn't, it is kind of like awkward if someone's like, okay, like they want to pick it up and then they like want you to do that with them, and you're like, no, like sorry, I'm not. It's an easy run for me, and you kind of got to. So I don't like feel like that, and I suppose that's why I like just doing the running by myself, because I'm usually on a program, so I don't want to interfere with my program.
I mean, I've seen you like on our group runs, and you just jet off on your own.
Yeah, it's like not
ridiculous.
a group. It's not a group run.
Yeah, I remember the one trail, like when I just started doing trails, and I left the group behind. You were way ahead. You and Claire were way ahead of me. I was a bit ahead of the group, and I waited, and then you came back. You're like, I'm gonna go see if I can find him. And I went to run with you, and I'm trying to keep up with you. And you were clearly going easy, and I was like, and you just wanted to talk. You started asking questions. I was like, oh, how do I tell him to not speak right now without saying it? And I was trying my best to answer the questions. And luckily I was behind you, so I was making all the faces. I was like just
That's so
dead
funny.
staring at you, and you were just jogging on the trails. It was insane.
It is like, I feel like that the quickest tell though when someone, you shouldn't be talking to someone on a run, is like if their answers are like very short. So maybe I just wasn't, either you were
No,
answering
I
very
think
well.
I was just trying to be so polite.
Okay.
So I kept answering the questions.
Okay. Next time if you stop answering, I'll just stop asking you questions. I'll be like, okay, don't worry about it.
I'll just stop running, and you'll turn around and you're like,
Oh
my
shit,
God.
where's Maria? It's okay. And then I think, these are interesting ones. Closing, lightning, this or that. This is not that. Okay, let's pick a cool one to end. Would you rather train at 5 a.m. or 8 p.m.?
5 a.m.
Why?
I like training in the morning.
Why?
It's just nicer. Like you get to walk out of the gym and say, well, you were waking up, I was training. Whereas in the evening, it's like, oh, what's for dinner?
Yeah, you're not in the
Probably should have
training
eaten
mode.
now. You also had a whole, like, I feel like your whole day, if you haven't trained yet, will determine if you're going to train and how your session's going to go if you do train. Whereas if you train in the morning, you can bang it out. You can probably like use the energy you have from waking up and just, because you're awake now. Whereas in the evening, you start thinking about, I need to be in bed, got this going on tomorrow.
Also, it messes with your sleep.
Yeah.
If you're too, like if you're in a state of arousal from the exercise, you kind of, your sympathetic nervous system is more switched on, and then you're like definitely not in sleep mode. I think I prefer to lift in the evenings and run in the mornings, but generally I would probably rather do.
I'm also
any
such like
session
a
in the
morning day person. Like I don't like being awake in the evening. That is if the sun is gone, I should be at home in bed sleeping. But during the day, I'm so stoked to be out or whatever, being awake. Once I've woken up, I'm awake. So yeah, everything needs to be done during the day.
Yeah, it's better that way. Then you can just focus on chilling in the evening.
Exactly. Yeah.
But for me, like an evening lift is really nice.
It's
I love
nice
it.
when I'm at the gym and I haven't trained yet. Then, like tonight, like I haven't trained today, and I'm gonna do Demi's class, I think. Yeah. So that will be fine. Those are fun, and also I've committed to the class, so I kind of have to. But no, I 100% morning. If I can get it done, I'm getting it done.
Train in the morning, folks. Get it done. Also because then training doesn't feel like a chore. It feels like something that
Yeah.
you've given to yourself as a nice little gift of like, this is a thing I'm doing for Maria first thing in the morning.
And it sets I think it sets the tone for the day as well.
Also it sets the tone for the day. And also after that, like what I found is if I leave training too late, my attitude towards it becomes negative because it becomes a thing I have to do. I haven't done it.
Exactly.
And then I'm like, I have a day like today where it just gets super busy and I'm like, oh shit, but I still haven't I haven't trained, but I didn't plan to train. So it's like, oh, I haven't done my session. Oh, it's so annoying.
Start thinking, oh, there's only so many hours left in the day.
Exactly. So better to just whack it out, and then you've got that, and it's a good day. So it's your reminder to go train first thing in the morning if you can, because it's just usually better. And
the gym doesn't open at 5 a.m. yet, though. So.
no, but Nsika would be here, but he would be like opening up and stuff. So you wouldn't technically, you also wouldn't be able to scan in because Gym Master doesn't let you in before then. But yeah, thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
And thank you for listening. Remember, if you've got any cool questions or just anything you're curious about, you're so welcome to reach out to us. You can reach out to Maria directly. I'm sure she'd be happy to chat. I'm also always happy to answer questions. So you can send me an Instagram DM at Sprenner. What is yours again? Maria Alyssa _ or something?
No, Maria Alyssa JAC, all one word.
Yes. And Alyssa's ALYSSA.
All done.
Yes.
Gold star.
Okay, nice. That's my second one. So reach out to us if you've got any questions. It's free advice. I have absolutely nothing to I don't want to sound like someone else, but I've literally got nothing to sell you in terms of coaching because I don't do that anymore. But I love having those conversations. So please do reach out. Happy to chat. And if it's a super cool question, we can always talk about it on the pod. So you must train happily, and we will catch you in the next episode. Cheers. Thank you so much for listening to the show, guys. We love answering specific questions. So if there's anything you want to know, leave a comment or reach out to us directly at Horizen ZA on Instagram or email us at movement@horizengym.com. Until next time, I'm your host, Seb Prentice, and this is Beyond Physical.